Yo, what's going on, guys? Clutch back again with another video for you guys, and today it is going to be another insane tactic video. Before we do get into it, if you haven't already, please smash that like button. It helps push the videos a ton and it helps me out massively, so that'd be really appreciated. If you do have any questions down below, leave them in the comments, and also if you can, please smash that sub button. We are trying to reach 5,000 subscribers before Christmas. We're about 250 away, so every single one of you who does, it counts massively. It'll be massively appreciated. Do you want an amazing team like this? Well, head over to u7buy.com to get the most cheap and reliable coins on FC24 and use code CLUTCH for 6% off. So guys, like I was saying, this is going to be another tactics video. It is one of the most meta formations on the game. It's one of the big ones that the pros and the comp players are using. It's the 4-4-2-2. Now it's with 2 CDMs, so obviously we are being a little bit more defensive, and that may show in these tactics right here, but we will have a little quick talk through them and we'll kind of break it all down. So defensive style is unbalanced. This for me is because I don't like pressing too much, especially with the defensive style presses. I don't mind them with certain formations and if I'm playing a certain style of way, but with this one it's going to be a bit more of a slower tactical way of playing. It's going to be a lot more on through balls and passing and things like that. It's not really as much to do with trying to press the ball high up the pitch and counter-attacking people. Now, the width is on 45. 45 width is kind of a staple for me, especially when I'm playing at the fullback. This is mainly just due to the fact of the fullbacks. What it does, basically, it tucks those fullbacks in, gets them a bit closer to those centre-backs, and just makes sure we don't concede any silly through balls in between the gaps of the fullbacks and the centre-backs. Sounds like not really a big issue, but those runs are so deadly and they're so hard to defend because of how bad player switching is, that for me it's almost a key thing to have in. Now the depth is on 50. You could definitely have 71 depth if you wanted to, but for me personally, I like to just run the 50 depth with this, just because again I'm trying to be a little bit more defensive. I'm not trying to run around everywhere, do anything too crazy, just trying to really defend our box. If you do run the 71 depth, obviously it will still work well. It's just for me, when I'm running with 2 CDMs, I've got a fullback, I haven't exactly got left wing or right wingers or cams. It's just not quite aggressive enough for me to want to be then pressing people, pressing high up the pitch and things like that. Now, build-up play is on long ball. Long ball is basically the best way to try and score goals with through balls from a further distance or a longer distance. What it basically does is your players will make runs, like in behind runs, basically further away from the goal. That's basically how it works. Now, chance creation is on direct passing. Direct passing is absolutely key to using through balls on FC24, especially if you really are trying to score a lot of goals with them. If you haven't used it, what it does is it makes your players make better in behind runs if they have high attacking positioning, as well as having, a high sprint speed, acceleration, things like that. Just means that they make better in behind runs and just don't do anything too crazy. Now, the width is on 45. Again, this is mainly just down to the fact of how I want to play with my wingers. I want my left mid, right mids to get a little bit more central, get a little bit more involved in the attack. I want them to be in better narrow positions as well to try and score goals. I find a lot of the time people have their wingers quite wide, whereas I prefer to have them narrow just to get them in those central areas in the box, trying to score goals, be available for back post crosses and things like that. Now, my players in the box is on 6. Again, nothing too crazy here. Just for me, I'm not trying to commit way too many bodies forward. This is more about being defensively strong and counter-attacking in a more of a structured way, I suppose. And for me, just running 7, it just wouldn't really make sense because my CDMs would start making attacking runs into the box, and it's just not really something I'm particularly interested in happening. I want them to really try and stay on the edge, protect that back line, so just the attackers, the left mid, right mids and the strikers getting involved and getting in the box. And 6 players in the box is perfect for that. And then I do have my corners and free kicks both on 2 as well. This is mainly just because I want to basically stop myself from conceding any silly counter-attack goals. And also, with corners as well, there is a good set-piece tactic where basically if you call the player short at the start of the corner, basically do a ball roll to the left or right, depending on what side of the pitch you're on, run forward and cross it to the back post. You'll usually have a really good runner at the back post with the 2 corner tactic on. Now guys, we are going to get into the instructions. This is how I have my team laid out. Obviously Messi, Kvaratskhelia out front, Zola for those playstyle plus finesse shots, which are absolutely busted, and obviously the rest of the team as well, you can see there. So I do have both of my strikers on stay central, getting behind. This is about the most obvious thing to do with a 2-striker formation on FC24. Basically, you do want them to stay in those central areas to really try and make those deadly in-behind runs. And also, as well, you want them on getting behind because, like we just said, through balls are the best. It's what we are really trying to make the most of using this formation. And we do want both of them making those runs as much as we can to try and break down our opponent. Now, I do have both of my CDMs on stay but one attacking cover centre. Again, there isn't really too much to say here. This is mainly just, again, apologies, to basically protect that back line. Really just kind of sit deep, sit in front of them, make sure we don't concede any silly goals. Obviously, with a normal 4-4-2, they're 2 centre mids and you can be a little bit more attacking. But with them being CDMs, I really am basically just trying to be as defensively strong as I can be and just make sure we don't concede any silly ones. Because like I said, and I've said it for ages, defending wins games this year. So easy to score goals. It's not easy to defend. So we do have both of them on stay but one attacking cover centre. Now, I do have my left mid, right mid on come back on defence, cut inside, getting behind, getting to the box across. Now, they are both on come back on defence because we do want to be as strong as we can defensively. Does this mean that they're not going to go forward? No, they will still absolutely bomb forward and try and score goals. It just means when we lose that ball, they will track back, try and win the ball back and try and help defend. Again, this kind of feeds into trying to be as strong defensively as we can be, but we do also want to go forward too. So it gives us the best of both worlds, really. Now, we do have him on cut inside on our chance creation. Now, cut inside is, again, massively key to try and make those wingers tuck in and get involved more. And it also feeds into the fullbacks as well, which we speak about in a minute. But having him on cut inside means that they just get more available in the box, in more deadly areas as well. It means they link up better with a striker in the CDM as well. It's just an all-round more cohesive formation, in my opinion, if you have them on cut inside. Now, support runs is on get in behind. Getting behind is used massively for obvious reasons for the through balls, and for the left mid, right mids, having them on getting behind is absolutely key, especially if we're playing someone who doesn't lower their defensive width. They can make some really good threatening runs in between the fullbacks and the centre backs, and also round the back of the fullbacks as well. They'll make a lot of very good in behind runs to try and make the most of through balls. And then we do have them on getting to the box across, as we spoke about. Obviously, like I said, trying to get them involved in more dangerous positions, trying to get them more involved for cutbacks, back post crosses, things like that. Just trying to give us more ways to score goals with our wingers. And then I do have both of my centre-backs on default instructions, the same as my goalie. We haven't done anything with them there. But you could definitely have them on sweeper keeper comes for crosses if you want to be more aggressive with your keeper. And then we do have both of our fullbacks on stay but while attacking overlap. So this seems a bit contradicting in the sense of having them to stay back, but then also making them make certain attacking runs. And it isn't. For me, it's more for when I trigger my player to make a run, I want them to make a certain style of run. So when I do ever make Hernandez or Scott or my left back, right back make a run up, I want them to make an overlapping run compared to an inside run. Mainly because, like I said, when my wingers do cut in, it opens up a lot of space. So it does just mean we have a lot of good opportunities to overload our opponents and score some easy goals. So that's why I do have them on overlap as well as stay but one attacking to help us defend. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, drop a comment, smash the sub button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.